Welcome everyone to another episode on our channel. I wanted to show you two different horses for comparison's sake. This is a Marx Johnny West horse. They came out a ton of years ago. And when I purchased this particular horse, it wasn't for very much. I think it was under $20 and included shipping and handling, or that was added to it, but it was still fairly inexpensive. The neat thing about that is that you can take risks with painting the horses. And the Johnny West horses didn't come with original nice paint jobs. So I was really pleased with how this one came out. I went for a dark brown color and started to progressively darken the legs. So it turned out quite well. Let me move this one back, give you a better look at this horse. All right, so here's the Johnny West horse. I was able to find a German saddle, and I made the bridle for it, and eventually put a German soldier on it so you guys could see the Axis powers and the Allied powers in some previous videos. So you've seen this horse before if you've watched our channel. It's entirely appropriate to 1/6 scale figures, so it worked wonderfully. Put them off to the side and now focus on Mr. Z, the Hanover horse. Now, this horse is much more substantial in terms of weight. It's made out of resin. It's texturized in the coat, so you can kind of see what looks like, texturized fur. It comes with a mane and a tail. I would prefer more a molded mane and molded tail, because you do have to brush this to make sure it doesn't stay unruly. It actually stays halfway decent. This is actually my husband's beard comb. So anyway, it works quite well with this as long as he doesn't need to use it. Anyway, but it's a nice looking horse. It comes in different shades, a couple of different shades of brown. It comes in black. It comes in pure white. And then it comes with white and gray. And that's what I went for. I wish it was a little more gray in the legs. I thought it was, according to the photos I had of it, but it still works for me. It's a nice horse, very substantial in terms of weight. What was problematic was that it didn't come with instructions on how to put on the saddle, the bridle, all that sort of stuff. And I looked at it last night and I went I don't know how to put this thing together. I've never owned a horse in my life. That probably would have helped a lot. But I couldn't really find any videos that would help me. So I thought I would make a video trying to show you how to put this thing together. So hopefully you find this video helpful. So let me start now with the saddle. Folks, I'm going to try to show you how to put this saddle together, but since the saddle is black all over, the best way I could think of to help you see what I'm doing is to use a white terry cloth here. So if you look at the saddle, you'll see a black outer flap, and then there's an inner flap. The outer flap just covers the inner flap. But what isn't evident until I use the terry cloth here are these straps. I think you see them now, right? All right. So this is what you have to use to put, I don't know what you call them, the undergirds, to place this under the belly of the horse. So what you do is you just take one end, make sure you have the outer side showing, and you just put it through the buckle as best as you can. And you really don't need to do these, to use a lot of the strap for doing this. As long as it's on there tight, you should be okay. So the first one is in there. Now you work on the second one, same way. This is where having smaller fingers comes in handy sometimes. All right, so they're both in there, as you can probably see. Now, you just basically then slip the straps underneath the horse and attach it to the other side, just like we did to this side. So there are two flaps, one larger one smaller one underneath it. The larger one covers it. And underneath, or in between the two flaps, are two straps. So you just repeat the process. So we'll pause and I'll get the saddle on. I just repeated the same thing to the other side, but now you can see that the attachments here are exactly where they need to be. And finally, the saddle is in place. We will now move on to the bridle. Okay, the next thing we need to do is put on the bridle. So you're going to find a piece like this, and let me put it next to the whiteness so you can see it. It's kind of like lips, maybe. There's a thicker piece or a wider piece at the top that's rounded. And it has straps attached to it. But basically, this goes on, this rounded piece goes on over the ears. Just like that. Now, it's with these straps that we need to attach it to the other piece. So this piece is rounded, and it has a pretty much straight piece at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it there. But with the bottom piece, make sure it stays at the bottom, and it goes up around the horse's mouth like this. All right. Now, again, that straight piece is here, and this is around the mouth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to attach it to the first piece here. There are two straps coming out here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Basically two straps, all right? So I'm going to take the first strap at the top of the mouth piece, and I'm going to put that in here. Hopefully this will cooperate. And put it on this side. Hopefully it will cooperate as well. Maybe it's not doing it so well. This is really hard when things are tiny. Sometimes you might want to use tweezers. I don't know. Sometimes I can grab it better with my fingers. And if I get frustrated, then I'll move on to tweezers if I have to. But basically, you want this as tight as it can get for that first strap. Then you're going to take the top piece on the other side and do the same thing with the first strap on this side. So let's just try to give this a go. And it's going to cooperate. Bring it as tight to the top as you possibly can. Because you want this bridle nice and snug. Almost there. Okay, I got it through. Now I need to get it through the ring. Good. All right. So that side is good. Now, the straight piece that's down at the bottom, you're going to grab one end here and put it to the remaining strap. There we go. Get it in the second part of the buckle. Sometimes this stuff gets frustrating. Just hang in there. It all will pass. Draw it as tightly as you can. It will only go up so far. Repeat on the other side. And almost there. Bring it as snug up as you possibly can. And other than the flips up with the straps, the bridle is in place. What I probably would be tempted to do here is just take a tiny bit of hot glue and just connect that down. Each strap that has a tendency to flip up, just connect it down, and it should work out just fine. So here we go. There's the bridle. The last thing that needs to go on are the reins. It's a long rein. But the neat thing is it has a little clip at the end, and there are little eyelets here on the side of the horse's mouth. So what you need to do is just basically clip it on. You know, I'm going to take my glasses off for this one. And then pull it over. Make sure you have the right side showing and clip it on to the other side. All right. So here we go. The only thing that I think really needs adjustments are these little flaps happening. If we look here, these things are flapping up. If we look on the other side, they're flapping up. Just a little hot glue should bring that down. And your horse will look absolutely stunning. So, Mr. Z, the Hanover horse. Hello, folks. I wanted to give you a last look at the Marx Johnny West horse. And we'll just kind of look at it from different angles. And then we'll follow that up with Mr. Z, the Hanover horse. I put a German saddle. Ooh, it looks like a little touching up needs to take place on the backside of this horse. There we go. Johnny West Marx horse, repainted. Now for comparison's sake, here is Mr. Z, the Hanover horse. Look at it from all angles. Just for comparison's sake, you're probably going to spend between $18 and about $40 for a Johnny West Marx horse, but you have to be comfortable with repainting it to get it the way you want it to look. On the other hand, you're looking at between $160 and $200 for a Mr. Z Hanover horse when everything is said and done. But the upside to that is you won't have to make any adjustments on that horse. There you go. They're both excellent 1/6 scale horses. These, of course, are fully painted very nicely. If you do invest in a Johnny West Marx horse, you'll probably have to do some customized painting with that horse. Thank you, everyone. If you've liked what you've seen today, please give us a thumbs up, and hopefully you can subscribe to our channel as well. In the meantime, have a good one.